borough of Boyertown has some people who wanted to do something with trees. Not quite sure what they wanted to do, but they wanted to do something. We got a grant together that allowed the Conservancy to go down and do an inventory of the trees that were currently in Boyertown. And Nancy Boyer, in turn, funded the community foundation called the Boyertown Tree Fund. The people in Boyertown created a committee. That committee is now working to make Boyertown a tree city. I think that was an exciting project because that was a project that really, there was nothing really there when we started. And through the efforts of the Community Foundation and the Conservancy, jointly we worked with the borough and helped them develop a tree program. And I think that's a real model for any other community in Berks County.
It's the recognition that there are some places in this county that we need to preserve and we need to protect. And I also believe that the Conservancy has done a great job recognizing that we have a plan in place. It's called the 2020 Vision 2020 Comprehensive Plan. And I compliment the Conservancy in using that as a guideline for the properties that they want to protect.
Where the Conservancy has been a terrific help has been the education process. The Conservancy I view as a tool in my toolbox as a municipal official, and it's one that's there to be utilized.
The Berks County Community Foundation and the Berks County Conservancy have really worked on a number of different projects over the year. The one that really strikes me is one of the first ones we ever did, and that's the Eisen Brown Community Gardens. No matter what the level of crime or problems were in the city, those gardens were never marred.
When this came up about the gardens, because one thing I have never, and I'm 74, almost 75 years old, I have never had a garden. And growing up in Florida, you would think I would have had something. But I didn't have the green thumb, let's put it that way. So I said, I'm going to participate in this. So since the garden area is near where I'm living, I decided to get 2 little spaces and see what I can do. And it turned out so beautifully. Oh boy, I had corn, beans, and peppers. The first corn that I got, and peppers, I put them in a basket. I went around showing them to everybody. I was so proud of myself. And they started jumping around. Oh, Lily, you did a job, you did a job.
I think community gardens are really a great fit. Because when we have a empty space, whether it's a derelict building or whether it's a building that's burned out and then taken down, and we have a room for people to do gardening, it's really caught on like wildfire. And it's a great thing for the neighbors. It's a great thing for the kids especially. And when they can see things growing, and a lot of times they're not in an environment where they see the product of their labor, just putting a seed in the ground and then seeing it come up and knowing you nurture that seed and you water it and you take care of it and cultivate it, and you can grow tomatoes and peppers and corn and flowers too. So it's great. And I think the Conservancy has really been sensitive to that. And I appreciate it. And I think the children of this city appreciate it very much.
I have a great-grandson, and whenever I was going over to check mine, he wanted to go with me. And he's asking all the questions about what is this and what is this. Some of the things he knew, and I didn't really know what they were. He was teaching me, I was teaching him.
A lot of people don't connect the Conservancy and its activities with economic development. And there's a lot of the business community today that is anxious to put their resources behind economic development, myself included, to achieve the exact same end that the Conservancy is trying to achieve. We've concluded that from an economic development standpoint, we want to do something. And the something we want to do has everything to do with keeping our kids here.
I think it's a very important factor for businesses in deciding whether or not they come to Reading, because it's not just the work quality, the work ethic of our people, which is very important and very strong here. But it is the quality of life. And how can you have quality of life without natural scenic beauty?
Companies, people look for great places to live, great places to work, things to do recreationally. Visitors look for outside activities, and they love the peacefulness of our countryside. If that goes away, our number one, agriculture, and our number two, tourism industry collapse. We can't afford to have that happen.
People can say a trail or a park or a lake or any type of outdoor activity is not economic development, but I have to tell them that's incorrect. It really does add to the whole total value. And quite frankly, you have nice open space, Antietam Lake, you have Blue Marsh, the Neversink Preserve. People come from outside of Berks County. They participate in those leisure time activities, and they bring money and overnight accommodations and food and other entertainment. Maybe they catch a hockey game.
And one of the crowning achievements, very frankly, is the work of the Conservancy to allow the county to take over Antietam Lake and all that wonderful land up there on the mountain. And the state contributed. We worked hard to get, and I think it was something like $2 million from the state. And as a result, the potential is unlimited for the beautification, the preservation, the recreational use that will be available up on the mountain. And frankly, I don't know that it could happen without the Conservancy plugging away and making the public aware of the wisdom of that particular step.
One thing that we as a Board of Supervisors have decided in Brecknock is if we have a person who wants to donate their easements, the municipality will help with the costs involved. I feel that if someone wants to donate their easements, the least we can do is pick up the expenses for it. And that has worked well. It's a bargain for the municipality to gain that open space for minimal cost.
Once the resources are lost, they're lost forever. They can't be brought back again. That's why it's so essential that we manage the forest areas, especially the Ole Highlands. There's 5 different watersheds there, and it's very important to preserve that and make sure that there's fresh, clean drinking water for the generations to come.
Everybody should be made aware of how important it is to preserve the land and the watersheds and the forest. It is very important, and the Conservancy is so up to date and trying to keep the latest information handy to present to the people. The most important thing we have on this planet Earth is water, and preserving the land is absolutely necessary to keep our water superior.
The Conservancy is really very much a practical, non-confrontational group that's looking to partner with others to find workable solutions that respect the environment.
But the Conservancy is all about our legacy here, about trying to match up our need for clean air, clean water, open spaces with the realities of life and living in Berks County. If I thought that 25 years from now, my grandchildren could have a piece of the same experience that Gene and I have had with clean air and clean water and open space and recreation here in Berks County, I would consider that an achievement.
It's disappointing sometimes when you hear kids who never saw anything grown in the ground think that they just get their food at the grocery store, or haven't had the ability to take a walk around a lake or in a forest. I think that's what the Conservancy will be known for in 100 years is, wow, they did it right and they did a good thing.